talent show, the Champions of Courage Edition talent show. Thank you so much for coming. Here we stand facing fear. The fear of putting ourselves out here and meeting rejection. What makes this a great feat? Is it facing fear with the courage to act? Is it following our heart, the passions that drive us? Is the perseverance in the face of adversity? Is it standing up for what is right? Does what we care for drive us? Have we let go of what is known and familiar to seek something greater? Have we suffered with dignity in the face of adversity? Yes, it is all these things, but much more. We have courage because we are strong enough to get out of bed in the morning. We have the courage to say yes when no is so much easier. Courage is found to reach out to a friend, more for a stranger, to say, hey, can I help? Have the will to change the stigma. Have the will to say it's okay not to be okay all the time. Have the courage to admit that there is a chemical imbalance in my brain, but the desire in my heart to love. So tonight, we celebrate courage. We cheer before, during, and after a performance because we see others with the courage to share a passion with us. We see others facing fear but moving forward anyway. We will greet love with love. Greet hate with love because love is empowering. Love is the reward for courage, and tonight we give it freely. When you see fear, my friends, show it love. When there is courage, my brothers, show it love. Tonight, my sisters, we celebrate our triumphs and show love. Please help me welcome Wendy Flanagan from the Bucks County Suicide Prevention Task Force.
Think about suicide.
More than half won't get help.
Making suicide the second leading cause of death in youth ages 10 to 24.
We have the power to change this.
We have the power to change this. We have the power to change this.
If you or someone you know is talking about wanting to die, right, differently than usual,
there's no hope. I want to die. I wish it was over.
my life is over.
I hate myself. My life is over, and you're better off without me.
Increased use of drugs and alcohol, giving away possessions, isolating, sleeping too much or not enough, reckless behavior, loss of interest in fun activities, mood swings, anxiety or agitation.
Don't wait to help keep someone alive.
Call or text the numbers on the screen now.
There is hope and there is help in Bucks County.
Hold on.
Hold on.
You matter.
You matter.
Hold on, you matter.
Hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes. Okay. I just want to, thank you guys for having me here today. And it's such gratitude and thankfulness to be here and to be talking about this topic. This here video that you just saw, I am Wendy Flanagan. I'm with Bucks County. I'm one of the chairs for our local task force. We have many different initiatives that we work on throughout the county. The video that you just saw is a video that are young adults. It's a subcommittee that's made up of young adults, largely volunteers. They're people with lived experiences that work towards developing different initiatives that they could work on regarding suicide prevention throughout the county. So that video is something that they've worked hard on, and we're able to get Nick from NAMI that you're going to meet later, he helped to edit that video. And our goal is to get that video out through social media and other outlets to get the information out there and really start talking about it. That young adult group is also working on, what they do is they put together some flyers. The goal for that group, again, the target is young adults, and what they do is they work on how to really not only get to the young adult that's feeling suicidal, but also what we know is that young adults talk to young adults. They don't always talk to professionals. So we're trying to get the message out to those folks that are also hearing from their friends that they're not well, what the resources are that are out there. I had seen all the stuff out there. It looks like you folks have a list of resources. I was proud to see the different numbers and the text number and the hotline. And they're all national, we have a national suicide hotline throughout that is actually managed locally. So if you call that line, you're actually getting one of our local providers that know local resources, and we'll connect you to that. We have a text line. Again, it's a national text line that someone responds immediately to, and we have our local crisis numbers that I had seen all over the billboards out there and the pamphlets that were made. I also have some resources out there, so feel free to walk by the table. It's shared with NAMI. We have some bracelets that I have out there that anyone's welcome to. It has our number on there, the text line number. The important thing, in our message is hold on, you matter. We want to send that message out that you're not alone and the resources are out there. So thank you for having me, and thank you for talking about it tonight. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So, I'm going to test you. Okay? You have to be an active audience tonight. You have to be ready. You have to come with your A game. Okay, because we have Maddie, Sierra, and Will about to come up on the stage, and you got to make it thunderous for them. You got to let them know that you love them, and that you're anticipating amazing things, which you're going to see and hear. Let's do it.
Okay, too.
Tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets, ask me your questions. Oh, let's go back to the start. Running in circles, telling our tales, heads on a science apart. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said back to the start. Figures holding puzzles. The stars running in circles, chasing our tails, going back as we are. It's such a shame for us to part. No, that I said it was easy. You never said me so. Going back to the
Yeah, Alex, come on up, Alex. Yeah!
Okay. Things just take way too much of my energy. I look up and the whole room's spinning. You take my cares away. I get so overcomplicated. People tell me to medicate. Feel my blood running. Swear the sky's falling. How do I know all this tish fabricated? Time goes by and I can't control my mind. Don't know what else to try, but you tell me every time. Just keep breathing and breathing and breathing and breathing. I know I gotta keep on breathing. Just keep breathing and breathing and breathing and breathing. I know I gotta keep on breathing. Sometimes it's hard to find the right to the good. Tune it out, they can be so hard. You remind
All right, it is my honor to invite your Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick up to the mic to say a few words.
Thank you, Jeremy and Alex. Good job. How about Alex, huh? Impressive young kid. You know, one of the really special things about tonight, it's merging together two very important things. Number one is how important it is that we encourage our kids, whether they be our own kids or other people's children, whether we're school teachers or whatever we may be doing, to encourage them to tap into that very unique quality that they have. I used to tell everybody, as an FBI agent, when we're investigating crime, there are two uniquenesses about all of us. One is our fingerprints, which we use to solve crime. The second was the genetic DNA that each and every one of us have. And every kid that I ever talked to that wanted to do what we were doing, I would tell them that's the ultimate goal, is to tap into that unique talent that no other child on this planet has. And to the teachers and the students that are active in the Key Club, God bless you for allowing your kids to do that. It's the greatest gift you can give them. Second is what we're here for tonight, which is the topic of mental health and mental illness. Anytime we had an injury, whether it be overseas or here domestically, in law enforcement, when working side by side with the military, when you had a physical injury, nobody ever questioned it as to what to do. You would go to an orthopedic surgeon if necessary, you would go to a physical therapist. If you suffered a traumatic emotional or psychological experience and you went to a therapist, sometimes it was questioned. And some people were hesitant to do that out of fear for what the employment ramifications would be, which I think gets to Exhibit A of what the challenge is that each and every one of us face here. And that is eliminating the stigma. Part A is increasing access and availability, but the second is to get out of the dark ages when it comes to mental health and into the present. And that starts table by table, conversation by conversation. And we have a very, very heavy focus on physical health in this country. And we should, for good reason. There should be an equal focus on mental health. And when we ask people how they're doing, it shouldn't just be physically. It should also be psychologically and emotionally. Because 50% of the people in this country, probably an equal percent across the globe, will suffer from something at some point throughout their lives. It may not be apparent, it may manifest itself in covert ways through the ongoing communications in our relationships. It may manifest itself in fears, but it is there. And it's very, very important that it be talked about openly, honestly, and transparently, and get past the stigma and into the present. And that's why I want to commend the kids of the Key Club so much for the work you're doing, for putting your talents on display. You are amazing. Keep doing it and tap into, as is the job of every single human being on this planet, to figure out what that special skill is that you have, tap into it, and go with it no matter what. I want to commend Jeremy. Jeremy, you do a phenomenal job on behalf of the Key Club, and I was in the Capitol last week, Jeremy, and we had a flag flown over the Capitol in honor of you and the Key Club for the work that you're doing, not just in developing the youth in Palisades and throughout the region, but also bringing awareness to mental health. We really, really appreciate it, and every single person dealing with mental health issues across this country appreciates it. God bless you, sir.
I had no idea that was happening, by the way. That's awesome. All right. Well, the show must go on, right? We want more talent up on the stage. Let's do this. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Michaela.
I picked up your shirts this morning. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mr. Reynolds said to say hello. I started to cry. I started to cry. Every place we've ever walked on, everywhere we talked, I miss you, you never leave my mind. So much of you is left behind. You took my days with you, took my nights with you. Those unfinished conversations we used to have still speak to me, and I write you letters every day that I'll never send and you'll never see. All this wishful thinking gets me nowhere. I can't say, though my heart is broken, it keeps breaking every day. You took my hopes with you, took my dreams with you. I keep thinking that you'll be calling. Everyone says that it's all in my head, and I can't accept it yet. I'm not ready to just give in. I know that I can't live in this pain with these feelings of regret. I can't comprehend this and pretend that I don't care. Any place I wanna be, I wanna see you there. You took my life with you, took my world with you.
Hello. All right, I'm Nick Caldwell. I'm Vice President of Key Club. Shout out to Mr. Wolf for putting on this great show for all of us to enjoy tonight. He is a great man. For my year-long research paper in AP English, I've been researching the LGBTQ plus community, and I decided to write a slam poem today. It was not written this morning, I wrote it this afternoon, and it's titled, What Time Is It? All right, are you ready for this? Two men hold hands in public park domain. It is 2019. Who's to say they're broken in the brain? It's 2:22. It's time they make a choice. One of them is late and needs to make a voice. They're both boys, you see. One of them like me, and one of them like he. Bystanders hurry to objectify these boys. Hand in hand, they seem in a worry. Eyes chase and follow their step, wondering who let these gays out from under the stairwell, and it's no wonder why they're in a blunder. A mother's frown breaks, her teeth shown for the first time in years, since her son Kyle came out as queer. And he was told he was not supposed to be here. He took his life. After ridicule from the teenage boys, drawing straight lines, sprinting in straight lines, thinking in straight lines, when the bell rang, it's no wonder they wanted to straighten anything with a bend or a curve. She acknowledges the boys with a smile, thinking that could have been Kyle. Others challenge with a look. Now that was not what was said to be right in the book. A woman approaches. I've got nothing against gays, she says, but do you have to do it in front of my kids? She lifts her head away, swift enough to head home and pray. During the course of this catastrophe, there is one person not seen, because a face that looks different in the daylight rather than in the night when no one's staring. This should be a small choice. All this noise in their heads, they should be holding hands, but they hold shame instead. They're homos, homo sapiens. So why is a goodbye kiss not a walk in the park? It's 2:26 p.m., 2019. You would think it's just about time for love. Thank you. I have a few statistics that I would like to share about the LGBTQ plus community. So LGBTQ plus members are 8 times more likely to commit suicide, 6 times more likely to report high levels of depression, 3 times more likely to use illegal drugs and alcohol, and 3 times more likely to be at high risk for HIV and STIs. So that's already pretty amazing to me, and I have a few more to share, if you don't mind. So 26% of LGBTQ youth say their biggest problems are not feeling accepted by their family, troubles at school or bullying, and fear to be out or open. In comparison, 22% of non-LGBTQ youth say their biggest problems are troubles with exams, classes, and grades. That's pretty crazy to me. And lastly, 92% of LGBTQ youth say they hear negative remarks on who they are on a weekly basis. Thank you.
Baby, I don't feel so good. 6 words you never understood. I'll never let you go. 5 words you'll never say. I laugh alone like nothing's wrong. 4 days has never felt so long. If 3's a crowd and 2 is us, 1 slipped away. Is there a reason we're not through? Is there a 12-step just for you? Our conversations all in blue, 11 haze, 10 fingers tearing out my hair, 9 times you never made it there. I ate alone at 7, you were 6 minutes away. Okay.
struggling with their sexuality or even like mental illness, it really does get better. Thank you.
All right, let's give him some more love. More love. More love. It is my great pleasure to invite to the stage Laurie. Would you like to come on up and say a few words? All right.
Good evening. This is so exciting, I can't tell you how this feels in my heart. As someone who was a performer, as someone who has also struggled with mental health, as someone who supports a daughter who I love dearly, who's a singer and a songwriter and a poet, but struggles with mental health. And by the way, I'm Laurie from the National Alliance on Mental Illness. You see the sign there. And we're here to talk to you about how important your mental health is. And that's why it's so wonderful that Jeremy has put this together. This beautiful coming together of mental health awareness and your talent. I think Brian Fitzpatrick put it so well that you need to tap into those inner gifts that you have. And that's one of the things that we do with our Ending the Silence program. Not only do we let you know that it's okay not to be okay, but one of the things that I stress when I go into middle and high schools is that you all have such beautiful and unique qualities, and I've seen that already in some of the performances. And I just want to compliment of those I've seen so far, because I know what that takes. And I know how difficult it is and how nerve-wracking and how you get anxious. But I felt the emotion in every single one of those performances. I felt what you were saying and how you were saying it. So you put meaning into the lyrics of those songs, and I was just absolutely beaming in the front row, because I think it takes such courage to get up there. I admire people that explore their gifts, and vocal ability is probably one of the most difficult, because you can get up and play an instrument and you have the means to press those chords and play those keys on a keyboard, but when you're a singer, you're out there exposed. It's all about you. You can't press something in here and make something happen. So that was all so real and so authentic, and I want to thank you so much for letting NAMI come here tonight and bear witness to this. It's absolutely beautiful so far. So to tell you a little bit more about why we're here, we have a fabulous walk coming up. We have the Stride for Mental Health Awareness on May 18th. We're always looking for young people to come and volunteer, walk in honor of someone that you might know who has a mental health issue. Statistics show that 1 in 5 between 13 and 18 is currently struggling with some kind of mental health or substance issue, or possibly both. But the sad news is half of you are not seeking any help or any treatment because of the stigma that's still associated. And I know that the young people in this room are going to be the ones that are going to change the landscape, change the dialogue, and make it okay to talk about your mental health the same way you talk about your physical health issues. Make that comfortable conversation. You be the generation that changes the stigma. You be the generation that doesn't bully people into being quiet, into being silent, into being shamed, into just feeling that they're not okay and that there's something wrong with that. Support one another and lift one another up, because it's so important. But again, I want you to explore those gifts, all that talent that you have inside, and that freedom of expression is going to go such a long way. So I celebrate you all tonight. I thank you so much for inviting us here, and I hope to jump up on stage with Jeremy a little bit and sing. That would be so much fun if you would like me to, or if you invite me to. But anyway, thank you so much. You are such beautiful young people, and I applaud you deeply.
All right, Trinity, it's your turn. You ready? All right, let's show Trinity some love.
must think that I'm a fool. You must think that I'm new to this, but I have seen this all before. I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me. 'Cause every time I open up it hurts. So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I mean the most to you. 'Cause in case you go and leave me in the dirt. But every time you hurt me, the less that I cry. And every time you leave me, the quicker the tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance. It's sad, but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbyes. I'm way too good at goodbyes. I know you're thinking I'm heartless. I know you're thinking I'm cold. I'm just protecting my innocence. I'm just protecting my soul. I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me. 'Cause every time I open up it hurts. So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I mean the most to you. 'Cause in case you go and leave me in the dirt. But every time you hurt me, the less that I cry. And every time you leave me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance. It's sad, but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbyes. I'm way too good at goodbyes. No way that you'll see me cry. I'm way too good at goodbyes. Cause every time you hurt me, the less that I cry. And every time you leave me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance. It's sad, but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbyes.
Good job, Trinity. Thank you so much. And up next is Gino. Let's give Gino some love.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Though I'm past 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. Ground control to Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear? Am I floating on my tin can, far above the moon? Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do.
Hi, everybody. Nick.
And I'm Rohan, and we're here for a special mental health minute on how to be kinder to yourself.
And kindness towards yourself can sometimes start with acceptance. So accept yourself radically. You don't look like anybody else, so if you're living with a mental illness, it might not look like anybody else's, and neither will your recovery, and be okay with that. And you're not alone in this. You know Rohan and I now. And if you're looking somewhere for hope and you can't find it, make it yourself. You're a hope manufacturer. It starts with you. If you've got something like social anxiety and you have a difficult time like me going to the store, just ask yourself a few questions like, is my future spouse going to be here at this store with me? Are these people that are shopping around me that I'm afraid of their judgment going to be paying my bills? And, you know, are they going to be your boss someday? The chances are probably not. So go ahead and wear those sweatpants.
Absolutely, Nick. Those are all great tips. And for me, I still remember back in 7th grade, I had a teacher, Mr. Russell, tell the class one day, you should be your own best friend. And at the time, I thought that was cheesy. But looking back on it, I realized he was right. You know, I think if you stop to listen to how you talk to yourself, people might be shocked at the things they say, because you wouldn't say these things to a stranger, so why do we allow ourselves to talk to ourselves this way? So try being your own best friend, and next time something doesn't go exactly as you intended, be gentle with yourself. You can start out general by saying things like, I'm not defined by my mistakes, things are always working out for me, life is good, and just try talking to yourself the way you would a close friend or a loved one.
Absolutely, and if this video helped you and you're a little kinder to yourself for the rest of the day, give it a like and leave us your thoughts in the comments. We'll include them in a future video.
Thanks so much, everyone. See you next week.
She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, feeling like catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Looks like a girl, but she's a flame. So bright she can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. You can try, but you'll never forget her name. She's on top of the world, hottest of the hottest girls. Say, oh, we got our feet on the ground and we're burning it down. Oh, got our head in the clouds and we're not coming down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Everybody stares as she goes by. She can see the flame that's in her eyes. Watch her as she's lighting up the night. Nobody knows that she's a lonely girl, and it's a lonely world. But she gon' let it burn, baby, burn, baby. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire.
Hi, I'm Ron.
I am Nick, and we're here with another Mental Health Minute. This time we're talking about taking time for yourself.
That's right, and the reason we haven't had a mental health minute in quite some time is because I was actually taking some time off for some personal self-care. I was doing things like going to the gym, working on music, reading self-help books, and even getting some rest.
Awesome. And there's nothing wrong with taking time for yourself. In fact, one of my favorite quotes is from the author Anne Lamott, and she says, almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you.
That's right, and you can't pour from an empty cup, which is why I felt it would be better to take some time off and recharge.
Absolutely, you're owed that, and don't let anybody take it from you. I make sure that I have time to do the things that I love to do, like reading books, going to the gym also, watching documentaries, and even decorating cakes.
Absolutely. Tell us your favorite coping strategy in the comments below and let us know what works for you.
And thanks everybody, we'll see you next time.
Thanks guys.
Okay, so this poem is called If You Told Me This Beauty Was Wrong, I Wouldn't Believe You. Her lips are on mine, darkness enclosing us. Lamps turned on, but the light in her eyes is just turning on. Her eyes were stars in the dead of night. Her eyes were a saltless sea after nothing but deserts in my vision. Her eyes were like sky on a perfect summer's day, and they never clouded over. Her lips. Oh, her lips. They were everything I've ever needed but didn't know I wanted. They pressed hard on mine, leaving behind translucent, staining glitter along the expanse of my mouth. They washed away any sliver of a doubt about my love for her. Like a rainbow after a warm spring rain, she made my brain explode colors. Colors I didn't even know existed before I met her. Oh, so vivid prismacolors blending flawlessly like fireworks made of watercolors. Waterworks too. Easy, salty tears pulled over my eyelids, and she can tell. She asked me why I'm crying. Is something wrong? Did I hurt you, or are you okay? Do you want me to stop? No. Gosh, no, don't stop. How do I tell her she is the only one that matters? The only one who stayed long enough to discover who I really am? The only one who cared long enough to find out? The only one I've ever loved? The only one who taught me shamelessly what love really entails? Love is wanting to fill every space between us. Love is waking up in tears and knowing she'll be there right beside me to calm me right down. Love is wanting to lose every inch of myself in her. Love is when she sees me as more than the body I inhabit. Love is seeing the world in brighter colors and her being the reason for the sudden burst. No, she hasn't done anything wrong, darling. It's the complete opposite. She's done something so very right. She's taken all of my broken bits, lying on the floor, picking them up one after one, oh so carefully, oh so lovingly. I could melt under her touch like dark chocolate, sweet yet stinging with passion, liquefies under a soft summer sun, a sun that can't even come close to her hands, warm and pulsating with every heartbeat. Each thrum letting me know she's here, letting me know she's real. No, she didn't hurt me. She gave me the echo of love I felt. How do I tell her I'm okay? I've never been more than okay in my entire life. How do I tell her the wet stains on my cheeks are not sad, but rather the epitome of gayness, glee in all its glory? How do I tell her she is all I've ever needed? How can I even come close to voicing the impossible? This is the impossible. This is the spitting in the faces of everyone who said, you'll never be happy, you'll never find love, you'll realize you made a mistake. You'll never be normal, you should never have even been born. You're an error or you're wrong. No, you were wrong. You were wrong, you were wrong, you were wrong. You were wrong. Never be happy, you were wrong. She is the best thing that I've ever found, and she's my love. You were wrong, she told me. Never find love, you were wrong. She taught my immature, naive self what love can really measure up to be. Made a mistake? You were wrong. I realized I never could have been more right. Never be normal, you were wrong. This is my normal, and she taught me that my normal is just as beautiful as everyone else's. Shouldn't have been born, you were wrong. She tells me every day how grateful she is to be a part of my life and makes me feel so lucky our paths crossed at the right times. An error? You were wrong. She shows me just how correct I am, that I'm more than just an accidental mistake in the gene code. Wrong? You were wrong. You were wrong to harass me with your ideals of normal. You were wrong to mercilessly shove them down my throat even when I screamed, cried, begged for you to stop, but you wouldn't stop. You gave me more mental trauma than I can ever tell, more sleepless nights, more tear-soaked pillows, and less will to live. You think that's right? You were wrong. To all the mothers, fathers, teachers, preachers, strangers who filled me up with tape till I could take no more, you were wrong. How do I tell her I'm okay? Everything is okay. How do I tell her I've been crying because I finally realized that? How do I tell her to never stop loving me? Because she is the reason I've realized. She is the reason I'm finally okay.
If you're never here when it hurts, 'cause I'm a joke. punchline.
Favorite mad rapper back, side effect of all race, steady snapping tracks. Pop 2 in the morning with their Apple Jacks. Soon sound nuttier than the Snapple facts. All these girls saying, I smell the best. Ask me what Zen I use to call success. I thank God every day that I'm blessed. All these rap albums dropping, but I ain't impressed. Can't hold me back, my desire too strong. Fall down and come back with the fire too strong. Ain't fired who wrong. Short with the chit chat. Anyone try to battle? Call that a mismatch. Rhymes are a gift. Sorry for the late package. 5 won't stop till they see me in a straight jacket. Cops fire 3 shots, thinking that they got me. Hopped out my Reeboks, running top speed. Rex, Fuji, the bottom of the man. You got the whole world in the palm of your hand. King Kong on the land. How calm you can stand. Now when they play every song on demand. Line drawn in the sand. Pardon the expression. Won't quit. Rapped on the star. I'm a legend. Can't never stop me. Not even Armageddon. Illest dude to graduate. Carnegie Mellon. Haters trying to stab me in the back with the short knives. Heard I got locked up through the grapevine. Soon I'll be watching the 6-string court side. In the baseline. Shorty on FaceTime. My mom praying that I find a race spouse. We gotta say work him in a tight blouse. These days everybody having meltdowns. Won't stop till Yeezy in the White House. Laws you respect like cause and effect. Remember when life's got jaws in your neck. Pause and reflect how you made it out alive. How you were able to thrive when most wouldn't survive. Cause the one who was pure in his mind he is free. At first I wasn't sure, now I find that speed. It's the blind who can see when they stand and they cheer. Everybody giving it up for the man of the year. Air it out, let your lungs breathe. Spit fire, now my gums bleed. Jail smart, now I'm dumb free. Call Nikki, tell her I just murdered Chun-Li.
So that was Rohan, the guy from the videos, Nick and Rohan, right? That was Rohan. He wanted to be here tonight, but he's busy actually doing that. So good for Rohan, man. Hey, I haven't been out in a little while to say, hey, how about these acts? Like, how awesome. Give them some love. They need to hear it backstage. Give them some love. It's not over. It's not anywhere near over, man. We got so much more to give to you. Haley, are you ready? All right, let's give it up for Haley.
Mental health conditions are more common than you may think. 1 in 5 youth or young adults lives with a mental health condition. Do you know the warning signs? Like feeling sad or withdrawn for more than 2 weeks. Severe mood swings that cause problems in relationships. Intense worries or fears that get in the way of daily activities. Sudden overwhelming fear for no reason. Or seriously trying to harm or kill oneself, or making plans to do so. Not eating, throwing up, or using laxatives to lose weight. Significant weight loss or weight gain. Severe, out-of-control risk-taking behavior that can cause harm to self or others. Repeated use of drugs or alcohol. Drastic changes in behavior, personality, or sleeping habits. Or extreme difficulty concentrating or staying still. If you see these signs in yourself or a friend, tell a trusted adult. The first step to getting help is to say it out loud.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just be a moment before the performance. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves tonight. Thank you for coming out. Such an important and meaningful evening. Minus the weather, we thank each and every one of you for being here. Any West Virginia fans in the house this evening? We dedicate this to you.
Sorry. Ran out of music stands. Thank you. FYI, there's like a team of people making this night happen, okay? I just want to take this moment to highlight that my right hand, really. I couldn't do it without Aaron right here. They're right. Mr. Jandotti in the back. Can I check the seat?
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Mountains, Shenandoah rivers, life is on there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, going in the breeze. Country road, take me home to a place. How long, West Virginia? Everybody, ladies and gentlemen. How long, take me home, country road. All my memories gather round her, find a lady, stranger to water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye, country roads, take me home to a place I belong, West Virginia, Mount Mama, take me home, country road. I hear her voice in the morning when she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country road, take me home to a place I belong, West Virginia, Mount Mama, take me home, country road. Everybody now, country road. Take me home to a place. Sing that high note, folks. I belong, West Virginia, Mount Mama, take me home, country road.
Oh yeah! Let's go around for lots of work.
Hi, everyone. Okay, do you want to sing Ring of Fire? Hold on. Ready? Love is a
burning thing makes a firing. Fire, fire, burning, burning fire, down, 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 wings higher, burns, 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 ring of fire, ring of fire. ABCs? Not yet, we're not done. Water feet, where hearts meet. Oh, like a child, oh, fire wild. I run in a burning fire, down, 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 rings higher, burns, 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 ring of fire, ring of fire. A, B, C,
Keep going. I'm a teacher, come on. You all done? Okay, bye.
A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you say with me?
You know that feeling where your thoughts scare you or make life tough? Sometimes it feels like no one else in the world has those thoughts or feelings. No one seems to know how difficult it is to deal with your feelings. And it's not easy to share your deepest secrets. You might think something is wrong with you. Or you might worry what other people think. And all of that makes your thoughts and feelings worse. Our culture has created this environment of shame. Until the 1960s, society sent people away if they had challenges managing their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Over time, we learned that we didn't have to be afraid. We learned how to help people get better. We became hopeful. But there are remnants of those images in our culture today. Which is why some people still feel uncomfortable talking about it. The stigma has taken new forms too. With more access to more people all the time, it can seem like the world is telling us it's not okay to be anything but perfect. The truth is, everyone has thoughts or feelings that can be hard to deal with. So why do we make it so difficult on ourselves by judging others who could be going through the same challenges we are? What if, instead of seeing labels, we saw people who are struggling and could be there for them so they didn't feel so alone? What if we looked past our fear of mental health and started to talk about it in a constructive way? What if, as a society, we used empowering words and healthy images to help people feel supported? Maybe then, more of us could feel comfortable telling others when we're having a hard time. Maybe more people would get the help they need. And maybe one day we won't have to talk separately about mental health and physical health, but just health. The truth is, each of us has the power to change our culture. Will you join us? Share this video with a kid, your neighbor, a friend, and help us break the stigma of mental health.
I'm up next, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, Nate got in trouble, so he's not allowed to perform. So instead, it's me. I'm not the piano man. Don't, by no means. You saw, I barely play guitar. But in the, I've been inspired by all of you. You guys, a bunch of you have read some slams that you wrote, right? I wrote one, so I thought I'd read it for you. It's called You Are a Perfect Miracle. In the beginning, whether you see that as creation or a big bang, there was nothing. And then all of a sudden, there was all of the matter that would ever make up the universe. That matter was, and still is, mostly hydrogen. Simple, one proton and one electron. One massive and positively charged particle and one tiny and negatively charged particle. The universe was happy and balanced. But then, from the explosion, some hydrogen got together with some more hydrogen to form bands of cosmic dust. From the bands of cosmic dust, stars were formed. These stars burned the hydrogen to make bigger elements, but not yet big enough to make you. These stars became too heavy and exploded in supernovas to spread out even further into the universe, ejecting their mass to seed even more stars, or maybe planets, or maybe solar systems. But for us, we needed a perfect combination of stars, some heavy so we could have rocky planets, and some light so we could have gas giants. We needed some large stars to seed the medium stars, we needed the heavy stars to seed the planets, we needed scores of perfection. Perfect explosions at the perfect time, in the perfect place, with the perfect composition. You see, it had to be perfect to make you. Our sun is a medium-sized star, not too hot and not too cold. Our planet is the perfect distance from this perfect sun, not too far and not too near. And our composition of elements on Earth, just the right amount of the periodic table. Not too much poisonous stuff, a little bit of stuff to keep us warm, and enough to sustain life, in order to provide the conditions to make you. The universe had to be perfect, and it was. But that's not all. Let's skip ahead to humans. I don't want to start a riot. So far there's been creation with a big bang, then our solar system, then our perfect planet. And let's say we skip to the miracle of your birth. Your parents had to sort through 319 million other Americans to find each other, and then on one perfect night, with some candles and soft jazz, your father's genetics and your mother's genetics united in perfect combination to produce you. Now that stardust gets to work to make the perfect you. There are about 20,000 different coding genes working overtime to produce just the right amount of brain and put it here, just the right amount of heart and put it here, just the right amount of face and put it here. It worked perfectly. Oh, you don't think so? Well, then look up to the stars, because when they look down, they see their children as perfect. I don't know where to go to get a mic. Oh, there. Okay. So, wow. Can I just tell you a story real quick? Just real quick. So this young gentleman comes up to me and he says, Mr. Wolf, I want to be in the talent show. And I said, awesome. Why don't you just, write down your talent on a piece of paper and let me know. We can make this happen. Absolutely. He's like, okay. And I don't see him for like a week. I was afraid. Got a little scared. Maybe got lost his nerve, right? And then a week later, a little note appears on my desk, and it says, hi, my name's Elijah McCarran. I make stop motion videos. Awesome. Let's see it. Hit play. It brings me great pleasure and honor to say that I once taught this kid chemistry. Steven, where are you at, man? You ready to rock?
Right here, buddy.
Let's do it, man. Come on up. I picked the most epic image that I had to represent Steven Taylor.
Take it down. I'm slowly making my way around this. Hi. Hello, hello. Talk amongst yourselves. Hey guys, what's going on? Hello, hello, hello. So, you guys are quiet. You guys ready for this? Okay. So I graduated here like a long time ago. So most of you probably don't know me, and anybody that was here probably doesn't recognize me. No more hair. It's going. It's going fast. So it's okay. I'm less of a musician now. I'm more of a chef. Which is cool, I guess. I like to work with mushrooms, so I guess you could call me a fun guy. I digress. So, oh man, I got some treats for you guys tonight. So, you may or may not know these songs. I got a few for you. So the way this is gonna work out, now bear with me. Are you guys bearing with me? Yeah? I'm going to do a song, the first one, I'm going to do a song from about the time that I graduated, because I felt it was appropriate. The second one was a song that I played here many, many years ago. And the third one is one that I wrote. So, that one, if you feel the desire to leave, I will not be offended, I promise. That's okay, I'm just kidding. So, anyway, this is by the band Alkaline Trio. Good for this? Promise. All right, let's do it. Give me a second. My drum machine's the actual star of the show, so yeah. All right, here we go. Gave up on you a long time ago. How can you blame me? We made plans to meet and you never showed. You kept me waiting. You said everything would work out just fine. They said you'd help me. But as it turned out, it was all a lie. And they're off someplace far away laughing at me. Been there for me one time in my life, but it didn't matter. You came and went so fast, all my hope and faith in you shattered.
Now here I sit, alone in this room, no one to confide in. You watched all my dreams come apart at the seams. You left, waiting and hiding. Bless me, dark Father, I have sinned. I've done it before and I'll do it again. It keeps me warm, it makes you smile. You've been beneath me all the while, hell yes. Give up on me a long time ago. Can't say I blame you. I rejected the faith in your holy race is what it comes down to. They said everything would work out just fine, but I just went crazy. But I'm better now, having a good time, being selfish and drunken and vulgar and lazy. Bless me, dark Father, I have sinned. I've done it before and I'll do it again. It keeps me warm, it makes you smile. You've been beneath me all the while. Bless me, dark Father, I can't win. Without you I'm as good as dead. Keep me safe and you make me smile. You've been on my shoulder all the while, whispering sweet nothings. Whispering, I'm liking that, guys, yeah. Sweet nothings. Whispering sweet nothings. You do whispering sweet nothings. Hey, so let's give it up for Mr. Wolf for putting this little shindig together, huh? Mr. Wolf! All right. And then you should also give it up for the drum machine. My counterpart, also former graduate of Pali High. Go Pirates. Yeah, Robert Carosa could not make it this evening. It's okay, but I'll make this work in his absence. Sound good? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Anybody fan of Salsa Distortion? Yeah. Okay, that's a better reaction than I'd hoped for. Okay, we're going. Okay, so this is what I played X amount of years ago. It's called Sick Boys. You know it, sing along, clap, do all that fun stuff. Let's do it, all right? There it is. Sick boy in his faded blue jeans. Sick boy. Black leather jacket seam. Sick boy, he's always in trouble with the law, don't you know? Oh hey oh, sick boy, he got a big motorbike. Sick boy, he combs his hair up just right. Sick boy, he'll go drinking with the boys all night long. Oh hey oh, sick boy. Na 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 na, sick boy. Oh hey oh, sick boy. Na 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 na, sick boy.
They'll make love to her all night, don't you know? Oh, hey, oh, sick boy. Na, 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 sick boy. Oh, hey, oh, sick boy. Na, 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 sick boy. Oh, hey, oh, he's a sick boy. Such a sick boy. We're all sick boys. I'm a sick boy. Sorry about that. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Alright. I got one more, then you can be free of my wrath. Whee! This thing does not want to work. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Alright, cool. So I wrote this long time ago. Here we go. It's called a Heart on Your Sleeve. Okay. Some girls never tell the truth, why they're breaking down on you. Some girls never really see honesty. You to know, now that I'm on my own, but I regret to say it had to be this way. As far as I know, we didn't have to go, this didn't have to be my reality. Some girls never tell the truth, why they're breaking up on you. Some girls never really see honesty. So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and if you leave tonight, in spite of me. So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and it was never enough to grace you with honesty. Hold me like you would, and if you only could, these things that never last are clinging to the past. And so here I go, I never could have known, this never had to be my sincerity. Some girls never tell the truth, why they're giving up on
So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and if you leave tonight, in spite of me. So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and it was never enough to grace you with honesty. Some girls never tell the truth, why they're giving up on you. Some girls never ever see my honesty. Sorry, it's so depressing, I know, right? We're almost done. So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and if you leave tonight, in spite of me. So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and it was never enough to grace you with honesty. So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and if you leave tonight, in spite of me. So you wear your heart on your sleeve, and it was never enough to grace you with honesty. So I wear my heart on my sleeve, and if you leave tonight, in spite of me. So I wear my heart on my sleeve, and now that I'm all alone, I miss you honestly. Thank you. Give it up, Mr. Wolf!
Your neck. I think it's your turn. I think so. No, absolutely not. We even give you a microphone. You can talk so everybody can hear you.
Hey girl. How's everybody doing? Good? So lately I've been starting the presentations off that I give in schools. And by the way, I'm Nick from NAMI. I'm that goofball that you've been seeing in the videos. Some of you may remember me from doing presentations in schools when we talk about mental health. And lately I've been starting them off with, I got into a car accident and I broke my finger, and it's the middle finger. It's a good finger. But, you know, I had that surgery and I got through that with Tylenol and Advil, and everybody asks me, the first question they ask is, how's your finger, Nick? How are you, how's your finger feeling? And my finger's okay, but something that people don't ever ask you is, how are you? How are you really? How is your mental health? And we all have mental health, and it affects everything in our lives. And no one asked me that question when I struggle with depression, something that I couldn't get through with Advil. Now I get to go to schools and talk about all the stuff that I was ashamed of. I was the kid that not only did you not want to sit with me at lunch, you didn't even really pay attention to me unless it was to make fun of me. This stuff didn't happen when I was in school. I didn't have a Mr. Wolf wherever he went. We didn't have, get-togethers like this. And I was made fun of for all the stuff that everyone's doing tonight. And it was torture. And I am a suicide attempt survivor. So all the good things that I thought were great about myself, I got made fun of to the point that I didn't want to live anymore. But now I get to go in and talk about all the things that I was ashamed of. You know, being gay, being creative, making cakes. Like, all that stuff wasn't okay before. And now, because of nights like this, it is. And now I get to be the development director for Bucks County. And all the stuff that I got made fun of for, you make money for it when you're older. You know? You do cool things. I also get to dress up as a superhero called Nami Man. And he crushes stigma. And he lets you know that the things that you're good at are your superpowers. So Nami Man's superpower is he crushes stigma, but you've got superpowers too. It's all the things that you're good at and things that you love and things that people might be jealous of and make fun of you for. But let's start talking about our mental health, the things that we're ashamed of, the things that we want to hide, because we have all got it. We've all got mental health. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You've got superpowers, and I just saw a bunch of them. So thanks for having Nami here tonight. Thanks for having me, and thanks for not being afraid and doing all this that you love. Thank you.
We've got one more act. Are you ready for one more act? Can you hang out for a little bit? Just a little while longer? All right, we're gonna try to make it worth your while. While we're getting set up, Mr. Kelman, my brave brother, has been inspired by the bravery of all of you to share a slam with you.
Mic 3, 2. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't plan on doing this, but I wrote a few words and I just gonna acapella them real quick for you. I heard you took those pills last night and almost died. Messaged all your friends, said you lost your appetite. You think all that she ever does is control your life. When you're searching for the light, might not get it right. You're running as fast as you can, trying to please every man. You're reaching for the stars, but you never quite get to Mars. They've got all their toys, you're just searching for your boy. You're posting on the go, but you should just let it go. I heard you got some help last night, and now you're right. You found out all your friends were right there by your side. Now you're the one in control of your life. You're searching for the light, trying to get it right. Still running as fast as you can, trying to please every man. You're reaching for the stars, you might just get to Mars. They're still playing with the toys, but now you got your boy. You finally found that glow, just don't let it go.
That's awesome. I'm gonna whistle. And you feel like you take me away. I'm making okay. I swear I'll behave. You wanted control, so we made it. I put on a show. Now we made it. You say I'm too old. My ego is bold. I don't give a care. And it goes like this. Take me by the hand and I'll know you. we do some Southern rock? Can we do some Southern rock? Alright.
Close.
Alright. We'll do some Skinner for you. That's cool.
Turn it up. Big wheels keep on turning. Carry me home to see my kin. Singing songs about the Southland. I miss old baby once again. I think it's a sin. Yeah. Well, I heard Mr. Young sing about her. Well, I heard O'Neill put her down. Well, I hope Neil Young will remember. A Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you.
Adam Weber, ladies and gentlemen.
In Birmingham, they love the governor. Ooh, 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 now we all did what we could do. Now what a king does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Here we come, Alabama. Now Muscle Shoals has got the swampers. They've been known to make it on too. Lord, they give me up so much. They pick me up when I'm feeling blue. Now how about you? Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, oh sweet home, where the skies are so blue. And you're gonna be true. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Yeah.
Alright, Mr. O'Mara, do you think you got one left in you?
I think we can do one
You got
more.
one left?
I think one more.
Alright. and gentlemen I've ever worked with in my life. Friends, that's all we got. That's all we got. But can I ask you, really please, if you performed tonight, hop on the stage, please. And if you can give them some love. One last time, right? Come on stage, come on stage. This right here is what I'm proud of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, when you go out there's some information you can grab. Make sure you get one of these. I find it very therapeutic to snap it. Plus it reminds you that whenever you need it, you got a number to call. Love you guys. Have a great night.